Today I will be showing you how to write a good song. Coming up. Hi, I'm Relia. This is Relia and the Music, and on this channel we do album reactions, song reactions, and so much more music-related things. If you love music as much as I do, and I love music a lot, then please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. This video is a lot different than any video on my channel. I've never done a sit-down talk video about songs or writing songs or like a how-to thing on this channel. So let me know if you like it and maybe I can do like future music related stuff. Just to show you guys, this is my songbook. I'm like going kind of near the end since I've been writing a lot of songs recently and a lot of like EP stuff because I made 2 EPs. It's not really official, but they're EPs for myself. That's like the big question of like, what do you do first, the melody first or the lyrics first? I think it depends on your mood, depends on your personal preference. If you can think of lyrics first, then go for it. If you have a melody in mind, then go for it. But yeah, I think it's a personal preference thing. Now, if you are starting off with lyrics, I'd say to focus more on writing words or like sentences rather than lyrics, to like get your brain flowing of ideas of how to make it rhyme if you want to make it rhyme. For the second option, the melody, this is what I'd say. This is what I'd say in big, bold letters. Record. Record is the best option for you if you're doing the melody option. Then go and record that melody as soon as possible because you can easily forget it as soon as you sung it. If you have an iPhone, you could easily use the Voice Memos app. And if you have an Android, I recommend the ASR voice recorder app. That'll be down in the description so you can be able to get it. This is another personal preference thing, but it has helped me out a ton with writing songs. When I write my songs, I don't start off with the first verse in the very beginning. I start off with the chorus. Well, I work my way inward rather than going outward, but I start off with that chorus as the main foundation. You can very much easily get writer's block if you start from the beginning because you don't know where it will lead to. But I guess if you start in the middle or in the chorus, you at least have like an idea of what you want it to sound like, and then branch it off of that to make the verses, the bridge, the pre-chorus, depending on how you want to write your song. There were so many times where I scrapped songs because I didn't start with the chorus. So that's just a personal thing that I do. Maybe it can help you. Do not try to make the song perfect. The song will never be perfect. No song is perfect. So make it the best of your ability where you feel proud of it. And if you feel proud of it, then it's perfect in its way. And if you're stuck when it comes to rhyming, you don't have to rhyme. A song necessarily doesn't have to rhyme. It can be any way that you want it to be. If you're stuck when it comes to coming up with a structure, then this is how normally or usually people write their songs. The structure goes verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus. And that last chorus usually has some kind of like, specialty to it. Maybe something different in the production, maybe something different how you sing. Just, it's a little tweak to it to make it more intriguing to the listener. But if you want to take things into a different route, or if you're having a different idea of how you want your song to go, then completely do it the way that you want to since it is your song. Another tip is have a general theme about what you're going to write about or an idea of what you're going to write about before you actually start writing it. You can have a general idea. It could be about love, a breakup, something cultural, something good, something bad, just at least a general theme before you start jumping into writing. Otherwise, you won't have any idea of what you're going to be writing about or singing about. And a final tip for writing the song is forget about the title. The title is the least of your worries. Focus on the song. The title will eventually come to you. I recommend recording each part or recording a potential part that can potentially go into the song. Record as much things as you need so you can have many ideas to bounce off of to find out what fits right in your song. And if you have an idea for your song, record it so you won't forget, because you can easily forget how it went, or the melody of it when it's not recorded. Then I'd say while you're writing the song, I'd say record each section in full, meaning the verse. Record the whole verse in full. Record the whole chorus in full. Record the whole pre-chorus or bridge in full. My next tip is once you're done writing the song, record the whole song in full. But that's mainly a draft because you're gonna have to start making the music, which is the next part of this video. Now the next part is the music, the production that goes behind it. You might even know how to use instruments. If you do, go for it. Use the instruments that you know how to play. And then there's some people that don't know how to play instruments but knows people that do. Ask them to play the song for you, give them an idea of what you want, and they could potentially collaborate with you and kind of help you out and do the music for you in your song. And then there's people like me. I enjoy writing songs, singing and stuff, but I don't know how to play any instruments, and I don't know people that really know how to play instruments. So I use Soundtrap. By the way, this is not sponsored. It's a website on your computer, and it's an app. The app and the website are completely free, but you can upgrade to get more instrument options, loops, and so much more that the premium option offers. In the description, I'll give you a link to Soundtrap so you can check it out. The free option is still really good, but I use the premium option when making my music. There's also an option where you can do collabs with others inside Soundtrap, and you guys can collectively work on the song and the project together at the same time. And there's no limit to how many songs you can make, which is really good. Now we're actually gonna hop into Soundtrap so I can give you an overview of how Soundtrap will work. So now we are here in Soundtrap, and so this is basically kind of how it will look. You won't have any projects in there, which is basically your song, but I kind of down here have a bunch of stuff. My quick recordings is just the default of what it will show. And also my projects is also a default, which it will show. So once you start working on something, it will go into my projects. And when you work on something in the app, it will go to my quick recordings. This is an EP that I made, just 4 songs. This is another EP that I made recently, 5 songs, and then a couple collaborations that I helped with one of my friends. The main thing I wanted to show you was just how a project will kind of look. We can go into one of my recent songs. This is some music, instrument stuff going on, and when you usually start up an instrument, you will click to the side and then use your keyboard to actually play the instrument. So you can also just do a little, you can also do a little piano roll. I've been doing that a lot recently. Double clicking on an area, and this is gonna play it, and you can have it longer or shorter and stuff, and you can set it to exactly where you want it to go and everything, which is very helpful if you want to be very precise with how you want it to be or how long you want it to be. Starting out blank, this is what it will look like. When you start up a blank project, it will start off with showing you these options. Strictly, this video is about music. We're not going to go into podcast stuff. So you can start from scratch, or you can use the demo stuff that can help you get started. But I usually start from scratch and work my way by adding a new track, looking at all the instrument options here, and then it gives you all of these instrument options for piano and keyboard. A lot of them is for music makers, which is the premium option, but there are a decent amount of instruments that are free. So you have keyboard options, guitar and bass options. You have a lot of brass, drums, mic options. And if you have the premium option, you can look at loops and check out some of the loops that they have for you, which are a lot of options. And like I said before, there is a collaboration option, so you can collaborate with other people on Soundtrap. My main tip is to really play around with it a lot. You will eventually find a sound or the kind of sounds that you want in your song if you play around with it a lot. You might not know exactly what instrument it is that you're thinking of in your head or what instrument that you want. But once you hear it, clicks. You're like, oh, this is good. This is the sound that I want. Like, you'll eventually find what you're looking for. Just really just mess around and have fun with it. You can be as simple as you want. If you want to have a piano and strictly piano, have a piano and strictly piano. If you want to have a guitar and strictly guitar, have a guitar and strictly guitar. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. This is your song, so make it you. The way you are making your music, like maybe an actual instrument or Soundtrap or another music option, the way you are making your music, learn about it, learn everything about it as much as you can. Just learn what you need to know so you can have the full experience of what you want your song to sound like. If you have an idea of what the beat will sound like, hum it or sing it like la da 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 or something. Just have an idea of what you want it to sound like if you do. And if you don't, that's where the playing around option works, where you can play around with the sound and figure it out that way. But if you do have an idea of what you want it to sound like, then hum it, record it, so you don't forget. If you want to do a little bit more complicated, or you don't want that simple sound, in Soundtrap, go ahead and find peculiar or weird or interesting sounds or instruments. If something's interesting enough but doesn't sound like robotic or something, then I'd say put it in, maybe test it out with a couple melodies in your head a bit of how you want the beat to go, and try it out. See how it fits in the song, or if it doesn't fit in the song, you can always get rid of it. And if it does, then you have this cool like little sound thing that's not used in like everyday music. Hopefully you found the tips that I said useful, and if you did, then please like the video and let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then why haven't you? Please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't seen my video last week, then please, it's a video right here of me singing Nurse's Office by Melanie Martinez, and the video down here for a video perfect for you. My name is Relia, and this is Relia and the Music. Bye!